Hi everyone, welcome to Clan Wars with stewiejp. I'm Stewie, you're not, and this is a Clan Wars extravaganza featuring NZAD again, Shadow Fighter, to send us another batch of four replays in one video. Clan Wars advances, NZAD versus Rain. These are two pretty active Clan Wars clans, and they're doing tier 10 advances, which is 10 versus 10 with a 10-minute time limit. The first game's going to be on Prokhorovka, and of course, Shadow Fighter in his famous bat chat yet again. He's got a full premium ammunition loadout, and he's doing the loop, what I would call the loop, the big spotting run at the start of any kind of Clan Wars battle on Prokhorovka. If you look at the minimap where he started down there in the south, doing a quick loop up here just to see what kind of enemy tanks might be on the eastern side of the railway line. However, they have lost a tank early on. Le Chart de Mort. He was the hero of yesterday's video, the hat trick of Clan Wars advances. NZAD versus MJB, the Mahjong boys. 2-1 the score now as two enemy batchats get taken out. In the southwest, Shadow Fighter in the batchat 25T, not stuffing around, going straight up the railway line. Pretty confident that most of the enemy team are on the western flank of the railway line. He wants to come out here and start getting some damage. Auto aims on the Centurion Action X. Unfortunately, auto aim's going to get possibly the tracks, and of course heat rounds do struggle up against tracks in the batchat. Only one of these, make that two of those 5 French shells went through the Centurion Action X. He blocked the return chop for 390 block damage, 769 damage done for those 2 rounds that did penetrate. Unfortunately, that's what happens sometimes when you auto aim, especially with heats. Heat are often going to struggle against tracks. Spaced armor, including tracks. 4-4 the score now. You can see that Rain bought a swagger of bat chats as well. 5-6 bat chats on Rain's team. Centurion Action X, Progetto, Super Concret, and WZ1115A as Shadow Fighter comes flying back in, trying to get some revenge on this Centurion Action X. The first shot does not penetrate, either does the second. He's going to have to move though, as a Centurion Action X on 60 hit points goes down into that gully. Now you can see he doesn't want to commit here because he's only got 1 round remaining. Chooses to take a reload. I reckon I would have thrown that last remaining shell at least towards maybe the WZ1115A, take him down to a one-shot. The Batchat 25T tank raft down there just getting shot at probably by, I don't know, one of those heavy tanks, I would say. Centurion Action X on the enemy team holding back on 60 hit points. Gee, I'd be tempted to ram him if I didn't have enough rounds remaining. 8-5 the score now, just 2 more heavy tanks, and that's a Super Conqueror and the WZ. NZA doing a pretty good job getting rid of those medium tanks first, and then focusing on the more heavily armoured targets, all those heavy tanks. 9-5 the score now. He's hoping for one more kill. He gets one more shot away. A very, very fast and furious epic victory for NZAD up against Rain on Prokhorovka in that game that only went for around about 3 minutes. 3 minutes flat just about. Let's get the second game ready, because today's video is going to be a tier 10 advance extravaganza. Prokhorovka advance. NZAD, New Zealand Armour Division up against Rain. The Rain are a pretty handy clan indeed. They got quite a few of their members some reward tanks in that last Clan Wars campaign. Look at the spread of damage, not too bad at all. 1,859 hit points of damage for me old mate Shadow Fighter. 1,869 damage, I should say. Didn't get a kill, but again, a good spread of damage on Le Chart de Mort. Unfortunate, and my old mate the bot program in the IS7, unfortunate to be taken out early, but look at those bat chats just carving up the damage. 3,797 and 5 kills for the top score. Captain Nemo, he shouldn't need to buy any beers down at NZAD's local drinking tavern, that's for sure. He certainly earned his spot in that team in that game. Let's move on to game number 2, which is Siegfried line, or as my old mate Jezza likes to call it, deep fried line, up against Rain again. All of these battles will be NZAD versus Rain. Now, I'm not sure if they're friends or not, because the bot program who was in the first battle in NZAD's team is now in Rain's team. Of course, he plays for Rain, and that's just a little tidbit there. Who knows? There's nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that at all. When we do advances with 1AR, sometimes we have a few ring-ins as well, and I reckon that's a good social aspect of Clan War advances, I guess you could say. Anyway, Siegfried line, very similar lineup, just well, not a very similar lineup at all. Just the one Batchat this time. Two other medium tanks on NZAD's team, which is the 430U and the 907, the Clan Wars reward tanks. Two Object 268 version 4s, and a couple of heavy tanks. Three Chinese heavy tanks, a 113 and two WZ5As, and of course a big bad Type 5 heavy. Now that Type 5 heavy will be rolling around the city in the middle of this map, while Shadow Fighter looks for a little bit of vision out on the field. You can see the tanks on NZA's team have formed up nicely over there towards the city. Only a 277 spotted in the central part, but have a look. It looks like a bit of a push from Rain, and a few people in the Rain team that I know, Philharmonic and Dirty Imbecile. I've had beers with those blokes. Final Pandemic, I know that guy as well as, of course, the bot program. Looks like they're going for a pretty big push down there in the east, and NZAD reacting well, saying, rightio, let's get rid of that T110E5 as well as whoever else is with him. Is it the it's one of the Object 140s, I think it might be, and a 277. Sorry, two Object 277s. That's what it is. They're pinging that. That's where their advantage is, over there in the central part of this map, the western side of the fight. Shadow Fighter keeping his Batchat out of sight, letting the 907 have a little bit of fighting there with those heavy tanks. The 907's doing okay. He's still on full health. Shadow Fighter gets spotted there in his Batchat 25 ton, the 5-shot auto reloading French tank. So he says, well, they can see me. I might as well start shooting at them. Looking towards lines again. Doesn't bounce in. Shoots and kills the Object 277. Looks there towards the bottom of the T110E5. Shoots him again and picks up a second kill. That's two kills, getting rid of the Object 277 and the T110E5. The Object 140 goes down to Lashart de Mort, this time in a WZ 115A. Two kills to Shadow Fighter in the Batchat 25T. 1,067 damage done. I guess I would quite possibly, maybe if I was to be critical, say maybe don't auto-aim, because the auto-aim shots seem to be struggling to go through. Looking at the FB4 005, that would be a pretty juicy target. He's nearly got a full clip, ready to rock and roll. 6-2 the score on Siegfried. Light looking to his left, looking for another kill, this time on the FB4 205. Auto-aims again, gets the kill, it works that time. 8-2 the score, 3 kills, 1,169 damage done from the old mate Shadow Fighter. Down goes the 268 version 4, and there goes the 121. 9-3, just one tank remaining, and it's the 277 who's been dealing with the Object 907 over there for some time. Now the Type 5 Heavy has come rolling in as Shadow Fighter goes bang and kills that one to bring the score back to 10-3. Wow, fast and furious. I told you it'd be fast and furious. Fast and furious indeed. Let's have a look at this battle result before we move on to game number 3, which is going to be Prokhorovka yet again, and not a bad result at all. Again, 1,355 damage done. 5 kills to my old mate Shadow Fighter in the Batchat. And look at those. 1, 2, 3 tanks on 2,500. One on nearly 3,000. Another good spread of damage. And pretty good focused firing, I would say, from the NZAD guys up against old rivals Rain. Now, I'm guessing they're friends, because they one of them, like they had a player in, and that's something we've done with some clans in the past. Just swap a player for shits and giggles. Swap a player, and I guess it's a way that different clans can maybe learn how to call, or learn how to do a few different strategies, especially if it's a allied clan. Here we are in Prokhorovka again, and this is not going to be a 3-minute game. This one's going to go for just a little bit longer. Once again, my old mate the Shadow Fighter from NZAD in the Batchat 25T, the 5-shot auto-loading French light tank. Again, looks like he's going to go straight up the guts of Prokhorovka, go on that spotting run again by the looks of things. It's quickening it up a bit. You want to see it when his gun gets loaded. Finds a light tank, the WZ132-1. What's NZAD got this time? 5 Batchats this time, and a pattern. An Object 430U, 2 Object 268 version 4s, a 113 and a Super Conqueror. 2 heavy tanks, 2 TDs and the rest mediums. This time Rain going for more heavy tanks, 5 heavy tanks, 2 IS7s, 2 277s, and a T110E5. Also going for 2 tank destroyers, the FV4 005 and the T110E4, which is a pretty handy tank, the T110E4. 2 lights as well, the Russian T100 LT and the WZ132-1. And of course, light tanks can be, if you're going to bring a light tank to a Clan Wars battle or an advance, Prokhorovka is probably the right map to do it on. 0-0 the score now. Shadow Fighters loaded and ready to rock and roll. He's got his 5 heat rounds ready to fire. There's a WZ132-1, the Tier 10 Chinese light tank. Not a bad light tank if you ask me. I've had it out in a few Clan Wars battles every now and then, I think. Clan Wars, or maybe it was the ranked battles. I reckon I did pretty well in it with the ranked games. That was a while ago, whenever the ranked battles were last season. Object 430U's come to join Shadow Fighter on the eastern side of the railway line. Of course, with Prokhorovka, the map is basically split into 2 sections. The east and the west, separated by that railway line. Quite obvious that Rain has gone for 100% on the western side of the railway line, and that's allowed Shadow Fighter and his mate in the Object 430U, Corpus NZ 1971, to take over the eastern flank of this railway line. So, of the map, the eastern side of the map. And so a bit of map pinging going on. Looks like the 430U and maybe the Batchat are going to try and get up above the railway line there in the corner. They've found the T110E5 back there. That's an interesting position for a heavy tank. Nothing wrong with the T110E5. Maybe he had to go and make a cup of tea. Not too sure about the thinking of Rain. Black Bill's his name in the T110E5. It's maybe a legitimate strategy. Maybe they're trying to camp the hell out of it. The WZ132-1 continuing to proxy spot Shadow Fighter. No, I don't think he did proxy spot him that time. Maybe he was already lit because they are pretty close. Who knows? The Object 430U proxy spotting the T110E5. Hopefully he'll be getting some spotting damage there. T110E5 down to 1,402 hit points. Shadow Fighter keeping the 132 lit, or maybe it's the pattern that's keeping him lit. Shadow Fighter hasn't picked up any assisted damage as yet, but the Corpus New Zealand in the 430U still on 1,666 health. He has copped 1 damaging shot, I would say, from the enemy team. The T110E5 is staying lit. That's who they need to go. They just need to shoot the T110E5. I think possibly those tanks in the southwest and even that Super Conqueror are a little bit too far back. Maybe it's only the pattern that has shots on the T110E5. There's a WZ again, running around trying to keep Shadow Fighter honest. And of course the Object 430U showing great restraint, not going over the top of that railway line, because that T110E5's job is to spot whoever crosses in this part of the map. And he's going to be doing that. He'll be keeping the Object 430U lit, just like the Object 430U, he's keeping the T110E5 lit. However, if that 430U crests over there on that railway line, whoever's over there in the middle of where all those bushes are will just have a field day and take apart the Russian medium tank. No problems whatsoever. This is game number 3 of a Tier 10 Clan Wars Advance Extravaganza, NZAD versus Rain. This all happened on the same night. Of course, when you do your advances, I think you get an hour, and you just keep battling away until someone makes it all the way through. Best of, I don't know how many it is, but that T110E5 has certainly seen better days, down to 198 hit points. I'll be interested to see how the M48 pattern goes, or maybe it's a Super Conqueror shooting at it. I've got a feeling the Super Conqueror doesn't have shots though from where he is. 0-0 is still the score. Shadow Fighter showing great patience here. Just he continues to get lit though, so of course Rain know exactly where he is. The T110E5 hasn't been spotted for a while. Maybe he's moved just out of proxy spotting range, and there he is again. Oh, he just goes straight over, gets shot at, they miss him, takes his time, aims, shoots, picks up the first kill of the game. Now he's looking towards the WZ132-1. Of course, the Chinese light tank just disappeared, just went unlit. Got some assisted damage on the FV4005. That'll be a handy tank to get rid of. Not sure where that shot went, but that shot was never going to land anywhere near that Chinese Tier 10 light tank. He chooses this time to take a reload. Very brave move there, but a good one though. I think the WZ132-1 probably doesn't expect Shadow Fighter to be on the reload, so he's not going. He wouldn't be rushing towards him to try and get some damage. He could probably only see that he fired maybe twice. So look, 128 hit points of damage, 430 assisted damage, 1 kill on the only kill on the T110E5. Only 3 other tanks from Rain's team have been spotted, and that's the WZ and the T100LT, and of course the FV4005, which that would tell me that the remainder of Rain's tanks are all around about the B1, C1 area. Doing a traditional, that's a traditional place to camp. Of course, where Shadow Fighter and his old mate in the Object 430U, Corpus NZ 1971 are, they're a little bit hull down. They've got a little bit of cover from the undulation of the land where the 430 is. IS-7 just got shot by an IS-7 over there, right up there in the corner. B1, that's where they're all going to be. B1. The T100 LT gets spotted out at E1, and you'd hope that all those tanks could just tear him apart. They do. The other Batchat picks up a kill as well. 4 Batchats on NZAD's team, and they're all still alive. Unfortunately for Rain, the T100 LT and the T110E5 both taken out. Auto aims on the WZ13-2. Shoots again. Of course, he's going a little bit too fast. Shoots him once. The 430U and the Patton both get taken out as what happened there. Shadow Fighter unloaded into that light tank, but the light tank did not get killed. The light tank ended up picking up the scalp of our hero, Shadow Fighter, in the Batchat 25T on Prokhorovka. 3-3 is still the score. He's pinging the map like a madman, and of course he wants that WZ killed. He's only on 300 odd health. He needs to pay it. He needs to pay for it. There he goes. Le Char de Moore picks up the kill on that Chinese light tank, and here we're looking at the 113's point of view as they start rolling in for a brawl. They've got to get rid of that 140. That's my old mate Phil. Get rid of him first. There's the object 277 down to 750 hit points. If they're focused firing, they'll be getting rid of him next. Get rid of him, make that scoreboard 6-3 instead of 5-3. That looks so much better. 6-3 looks so much better. It's all heavy tanks and 1 tank destroyer. I reckon a T110E4 would be certainly a scary sight to see, but it does take a little bit of a reload. You know, mate, Dirty Imbecile picks up the kill on the 113. 6-4, still a tight game. Still anybody's game. 3 heavy tanks and 1 tank destroyer on Rain's team, up against 3 mediums, 2 TDs and a heavy. It's going to be what's going to happen? Who knows? 7-4 the score now. 8-4 the score. They're rolling through these Rain blokes, and they're doing it really, really well. They're winning quite well, but you've got to say they are tight battles between NZAD and Rain. Obviously, they've got maybe they've got a good relationship with them, and they maybe they share strategies, maybe they talk, maybe they help each other out with players. I'm not sure, but great bunch of people. There's Techno. I've known Techno for a long, long time. He's lining up that 277. Tree Hugger in the Batchat grabs the kill, and Techno won't mind about that at all. He's looking there towards the last tank. It's the IS-7, my old mate Dirty Imbecile from sunny Melbourne, and that's another win. 10-4 again on the 2-minute siren. Let's have a look at the result before we get the final replay, and this Tier 10 Clan Wars Advances Extravaganza ready to rock and roll. Yet again, a good spread of damage. Shadow Fighter, not the best luck for me old mate Shadow Fighter in the Batchat 25T. However, have a look at his mates. He'll be happy for his mates. 1, 2, 3... 2 tanks doing well over 3,000, 1 doing over 3.5. Plenty in the 2,000 hit points of damage range in that results page, and they even shared the kills relatively even, with a few with 2, a few with 1, and not a bad result at all. Hats off to NZAD and for Rain for having some good clan war advances, and like I said earlier, sometimes it's good to maybe get somebody from a different clan in, from a different point of view. You can talk tactics, you can talk strategies, and you can give each other pointers, keep the competition healthy, and of course bragging rights when you pick up the win. This is the final replay. NZAD versus Rain. This time we're on Serene Coast. Shadow Fighter in the Batchat 25T. I'm not sure how many Tier 10s he's got, but he certainly likes this one. He's gone with a full heat clip yet again. 3 Batchats, 1 Patton, 1 Object 430U, same guy who was driving it last time. 3 Object 268 version 4s, and a couple of WZ 11158s. They're running around on Serene Coast. Up against Rain, a 60 TP, the big heavy hitting Tier 10 Polish, the big Lebowski, 2 IS-7s, a Mouse, 3 277s, a T110E5, a shit barn, and of course the T110E4 Tier 10 American turreted tank destroyer. 0-0 the score. You can look at the minimap, you can see Shadow Fighter's team going straight up the 1-2 line. I still think this is I reckon that is a very, very good push indeed. He spotted. How did Shadow Fighter spot that Object 277? I don't know. Maybe there's something in the game I don't understand. I still think this is where the game's won or lost, and I think Rain has fallen into NZAD's trap, possibly again not committing their whole team to that flank. NZAD has committed their whole team to that flank, and it looks like how many does Rain have? Maybe half their team there. Shadow Fighter pinging the map, telling the other Batchat to find out what's up there at A5. Find out what's up there at A5, and then we can swoop in behind these heavy tanks and farm them from behind. I use the Clan Wars artillery battery consumable stronghold thingy on those heavy tanks. We saw that notification just above the minimap not too long ago. It looks like the NZAD boys are doing pretty well over there at A1. Where's the rest? The 60 TP is back at base, and look at that. I'm not sure what's happening there with the 60 TP. Not sure what's happening at all. As my old mate Shadowfighter starts climbing the hill, says to his mates, "All right, we ready? We're going to get in behind these and clean these blokes up with our auto-loading tier 10 French medium tanks." This is what bat chats are all about. Auto aims again. Don't auto aim me, old mate. Gets one into the back of the old mate Dirty, shoots him again. He gets killed. 4 zips a score. Shoots the object 277 for another kill. Puts one into the side of the T110E5. Gets shot from behind by a bat chat, I think. And there's no bat chats on the enemy team. But luckily it didn't go through. He has got a damaged gun. He is reloading. 6-0 is the score. And what's left on the enemy team? The 60 TP, the Mouse, the FV4005, the T110E4. Only 2 of those 4 tanks have been lit. The Object 430U you can see on the minimap going out towards the water just to have a look to see where the remaining enemy tanks may be. And it looks like Rain have done... I hate to be too critical, but it looks like it's a half camp, half push. I've never heard of that before. 3268 version 4s on NZAD's team. You can see them all formed up there at A3, looking at maybe getting these Rain players into a bit of a crossfire. Half push, half camp. I don't know if that... Not a strategy I've seen work myself, but let's see how they do it. Just under 6 minutes left on the clock. The 268 version 4s, some of them have copped a little bit of damage. It looks like the WZ 1115As are going to go for a flanking manoeuvre. There's Lachar de Moore. That's a pretty... I reckon Lachar de Moore has won the coolest in-game name award for NZAD. At least for this batch of advances and all that kind of stuff. Here comes Shadowfighter. Is he going to try and go in frontally to these tanks? No, I reckon what they're going to do... looking at the mini-map, I'm going to pause it. I'm going to pause it right here. You can see how they're all formed up here. The Batchat 25T and the Object 430U are coming up this peninsula. Their job was to find out what was over there, if anything. We've already worked out that they're all back here. The T110E4, the 60TP and the Mouse were all spotted here. The FV4005, he hasn't yet been lit. He's probably kicking back here, maybe in the bushes, maybe on this peninsula. So I'm guessing that these 2 guys are going to come up here. The WZs are just going to go bang straight into them, because the WZs, they've got a decent amount of hit points between them, so they might just go bang straight in the middle. That'll cause a bit of confusion. The medium tanks and tank destroyers can come in from the north, and maybe these guys from the south. Let's see if that's what eventuates. I haven't watched this. This is the first time I've watched this game. Let's get back rocking and rolling. 6 zip is the score. 1457 hit points of damage for Shadowfighter. And it looks like they're waiting for the WZs to move in. No, they're not. Looks like these guys are going to move in first. Well, he's on full health. Who cares if he's a medium tank or not? He can take the damage. Flanks the T110E4. He gets killed by the other Batchat. Looking towards Final Pandemic in the 60 TP. Shoots him once, shoots him twice. Does get hit by the 60 TP, but who cares, because he's dead now. 8 zip now. Mouse and the FV4005 is left, and that's this is going to be a 10 zip. Is it going to be a 10 zip? That's why Shadowfighter's running away. He doesn't want the Mouse to kill him. Corpus Christi's there pumping a little bit of damage into the German heavy tank, the big bad Mouse, and that's a wrap for today's Clan Wars Advances Extravaganza, NZAD versus Rain. Not a bad result, not a bad set of games at all, and I tell you what, it makes me want to start playing advances and all that kind of stuff. Another victory from NZAD. He did send me more, but of course time is limited when you're recording these videos. He did send me more than those 7 games, 4 today and 3 yesterday. Not a bad demonstration of how tier 10 versus 10 Clan Wars Advances can work. So it doesn't matter what kind of all the clans do them. Get in there, hit battle, and work out how to do it. It's done through the garage. I'm not sure how many players in a clan can ready it up. It's generally, I think, the combat officers or any officers like that. I'm sure somebody will let me know in the comments. Good rewards too. You get those industrial resources which you can use to supply those clan boosters, whether they're XP, free XP, crew XP, or credit boosters. Credit boosters seem to be the most popular ones to get, and of course with Frontlines coming back just around the corner, popping a Clan Wars clan booster as well as a personal reserve, run a few premium tanks and some premium time, and you'll be making credits left, right and centre. For that fourth game against NZAD versus Rain, there was 6 battles in total. We only showed 4 of them, but have a look at that result. 4,500 damage to one of the 268 version 4s. Quite a few did 3,000, plenty in the 2,000s, not too bad at all. Once again, Shadow Fighter, thank you very much for the replays. Clan Wars advances 10 versus 10 versus the MJB boys yesterday, and of course the old mates at Rain for the Saturday Extravaganza. Thanks for watching, everyone. Thanks for the replays, lads. Take care and see you all next time.